So this man is about to watch his brother die without forgiving him until the family secret changes everything forever. So this man, his name is Ikenna. He's a 68-year-old man who lives peacefully with his wife and children and grandchildren, but underneath his calm exterior, this man is carrying a rage that's been burning for 30 years. The source of this rage is his elder brother, Ikechukwu. These two have been enemies since they were children. This is not the usual sibling rivalry kind of enemies. It is the kind of hatred that makes family meetings impossible. Ikenna can't even stand hearing his brother's name mentioned without getting angry. Here's the thing about their childhood. Ikenna was always the golden child. Their parents loved and trusted him more, while Ikechukwu was out there roaming around town, not caring about family or responsibility. So when their father was dying, Ikenna got everything in the will. He inherited all the family property, while Ikechukwu got nothing. But that's not why Ikenna hates his brother. This is where the story gets interesting. Fast forward now, after 30 years of complete silence between these brothers, Ikechukwu is rushed to hospital. He's critically ill and has been battling some mysterious illness that no doctor can properly diagnose. They've transferred him from hospital to hospital, spending a fortune on medical bills, but nothing is working. Finally, they bring him home because the money is running out and there is no improvement. Now Ikechukwu is dying and his only wish is for his brother Ikenna to forgive him. Family members are begging. They're begging Ikenna to visit. They tell him to go and see him before it's too late. He's your only brother, they say. But Ikenna is not having it. He's so convinced that his brother killed their mother and he's been living with that knowledge ever since. Ikenna thinks Ikechukwu is only begging for forgiveness now because he's dying and scared. Ikenna keeps saying he should have asked for forgiveness 30 years ago if he wanted it. The family elders decided to organize a meeting at the hospital. They are pressurizing Ikenna to let go of the past and show mercy. Even his own children are divided. Some think their father should forgive and move on, while the others are supporting him. Papa is right, some of them say. Uncle killed grandma. He shouldn't forgive him. Meanwhile, Ikechukwu is lying on the hospital bed. He's very weak and he keeps insisting he has something important to confess. A secret that will change everything. That's where things get really interesting. A family friend who was present during their father's will reading pulls Ikenna aside privately. This man tells Ikenna that there's more to their mother's death than he knows. So this is what happened that day. Yes, Ikechukwu has always been a mischievous person. Yes, he did put a substance in the food meant for Ikenna on that fateful day, but it was just meant to upset his stomach. But their mother ate the food before he did. Ikechukwu says he never meant to kill anyone. The poison was meant to scare Ikenna, not kill him. The friend that gave him the substance said it would just upset his brother's stomach. He had no idea it could kill. But Ikenna doesn't believe a word of it. He knows his brother has always been jealous of him. His brother was jealous. He inherited everything. He understands the jealousy. But what he can't understand is how his own blood brother could think of poisoning him. What pains him most is that their mother took the poison meant for him. She died in his place. My mother died because of his hatred for me. Ikenna keeps saying, I cannot forgive that. Ikenna starts remembering their childhood memories that he has tried to bury for so long. He remembers how their mother always tried to make them share food equally, how their father constantly separates their fights over money and property. Even when their mother was dying, her last words to both of them was to take care of each other. She reminded them that there were just two of them left. The emotional weight of these memories is clashing with his deep sense of justice. This man has spent 30 years believing his brother is a murderer, and now everyone wants him to just let it go because the man is going soon. Ikenna decides to see Ikechukwu privately, not to forgive him, but to hear his confession directly before making his final decision. What Ikenna sees when he walks into the hospital room shocks him. The man lying on that bed is not strong and stubborn, not the brother he's been hating all these years. This is a frail, broken old man who looks like he's about to leave the earth. Ikechukwu sees his brother enter and his eyes filled with tears. Ikenna, he whispers, I knew you would come. And that's when Ikechukwu starts talking. He confesses what happened back then. He admits poisoning his brother's food out of frustration and pride. He was angry about the inheritance. He was angry about everything. But he swears on their mother's grave that he never meant to kill anyone. He just wanted to make Ikenna sick and scare him. But Mama, Ikechukwu is crying now. Mama took the food meant for you, and when she died, a part of me died with her. I've been carrying this guilt every day for 30 years. Please, my brother, forgive me so I can meet Mama in peace. Ikenna stands there listening, his own eyes welling up with tears. He hasn't shed in years. He's still angry with his brother, but he feels peace. What Ikenna tells his dying brother shocks everyone. I leave you in God's hands. If Mama can forgive you where she is, then so can I. If not, you will answer to her. He walks away from that hospital bed with his heart feeling lighter, but his mind made up. He hasn't completely forgiven his brother, but he has found a way to let go of the anger that's been eating him alive. 3 days later, Ikechukwu finally leaves this world, but here's the thing. Doesn't die alone. Ikenna stays by his bedside in those final hours. These two old men share stories about their childhood, their parents, and the different paths that led them apart. Ikenna doesn't completely forgive, but as he watches his only sibling take their last breath, he finds peace he hasn't felt in 30 years. At the funeral, when it comes time for the eulogy, everyone expects Ikenna to either say nothing or speak harshly about his brother. Instead, he stands up and says something that surprises everyone, including himself. My brother made terrible choices. He took our mother from us, but our mother's final choice was love, and this love has covered both her sons. Today, I choose to honor that love, not by forgetting what happened, but by refusing to let it define the rest of my life. And that's how a man who spent 30 years hating his brother finally found a way to let go, not through forgiveness, but he chose love over bitterness, just as his mother would have wanted.